This is a HeadGum podcast.
Too bad we don't have butterbeer, am I right, ladies?
Oh my god. This is really going to be a magical episode.
Oh my god. We're going to try not to make as many puns as possible.
You're going to try not to. I'm here for them.
Well, this is Hogwarts with Crachel. I'm Rachel.
I'm Chris.
And if you're new to this podcast, this is not the episode to listen to, probably, because I'm probably going to piss off a lot of Harry Potter fans, because I feel like that's what inevitably happens when anyone discusses anything that is popular and is well-liked.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to try, I've read them now, so we at least have some thoughts.
Yes. But we are here for a whole episode to talk about Harry Potter, because Rachel finished the series. We watched all the movies, you read all the, I was gonna say watched all the books.
Yeah, I watched the books, I read the movies, and now I'm on the Lego games,
Yeah,
we're almost on those too, so I feel like I feel like the Lego games really help nail in the major plot points for me. You know what I mean?
Although they change shit randomly all the time, like just for the fact that it's a game.
What if they made a movie that was the Lego version of Harry Potter? If they
That's too much meta right there.
They might do it. They're doing like Batman and shit.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to talk all things Harry Potter. We asked for a ton of questions.
Oh my god, why don't either of us have a Harry Potter related mug in our hands right now?
I don't know. You had that mug already, and then I just grabbed this one.
He grabbed the plain white. Like, is he okay?
I needed plainness to really clear my thoughts to get into this discussion.
I can't be holding my Hedwig mug and expect not to only talk about her death for 40 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of, this is going to have lots of spoilers. If you haven't already read the series, this is probably not the episode to tune into.
I would not recommend that.
Yeah, and we'll talk about how I managed to avoid some spoilers in the 30 years since this book has been released. So that'll be interesting, because we got a couple questions that are like, what actually surprised me, because...
You were on Tumblr at the height of the Deathly Hallows, and so
it was a mess. What was I doing?
That was when every day was today we're celebrating this event,
minuscule thing that happened.
Yeah, so it was a lot. But let's do some coffee stuff first.
Yeah, what are we even drinking?
This is just Whole Foods hometown blend, or whatever the fuck it is. Adele's blend, Yeah,
what is that song? Adele's blend. I was gonna sing it, but then I was like, I'm not gonna sing this episode.
And for a fact, I have researchers estimate that there are more than 100 known species of coffee plant.
Me.
That is a lot.
I like that.
I want to know, what does
is the most common? What does it mean?
What's the basic bitch coffee tree? What's the, go-to? Yeah, it's literally called the Pike's Place tree.
The Pike's bean.
What
did I just say?
I don't know what happened to you there. Oh shit! All right, so
let's get the the background context of me in the series.
Yeah, the whole context.
So growing up, I was a huge reader, and my cousin read Harry Potter, and because my cousin was a bully, my mom got in her head that Harry Potter was for bad boys.
Oh my god.
You didn't read Harry Potter.
It has nothing to do with the fact that it's about magic. Because,
no, it wasn't oh my god, yeah, because it's a banned book because people think it's anti-Jesus.
Yeah.
Which, wasn't he doing magic? I'm very rusty on, the Old and New Testament, but I don't know. That wine...
What spell do you use to make water into wine?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. And we obviously know Moses was Dumbledore. It's fine. So now that you know that. So I just did not read them when I was younger. And then I feel I was friends with a lot of people in middle school and such that were super into them, and then at that point it became well, I haven't read Harry Potter. It's
oh my god,
that's cool. Meanwhile, I'm reading the Click novels. No, I was reading other shit too that I liked, but nothing that was obviously Harry Potter levels. I also didn't think I liked fantasy at the time, but I do. I don't know why I was telling myself that.
It's you don't enjoy Lord of the Rings-esque fantasy. You like more of this
I don't enjoy dude fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Beefy mutton dude.
Medieval fantasy.
There's an ogre, and it's not Shrek kind of fantasy.
But Game of Thrones
Isn't there an ogre in Harry Potter though? It's a troll. Whatever.
Yeah. that kind of fantasy is on the rise with Game of Thrones. Now there's like so many shows.
I feel like that's why
gritty.
I get tuned out of Game of Thrones, because it's that kind of like medieval times shit that I just have never really been into.
Yeah, and then you started dating this Harry Potter trash.
He has, the Settlers of Catan, Risk, and a Lord of the Rings version of Risk. So that's what I knew I was signing up for.
Yeah.
But I started dating you, and you're like super Harry Potter obsessed.
And I got you to watch the movies at some point, and I was like, this is a step in the right direction. I wish it didn't have to be this way.
Why didn't you just tell me to read them? I don't understand why I didn't just read them.
I don't know why you didn't just fucking read them either. Yeah, I don't know. You probably... I think I've asked college. I asked you to read them, and then you were like, no, for either college or like you didn't want to.
I wasn't reading shit in college besides what I had to. I had no time. I don't know how people can read a ton of books while they're still in school.
I didn't even get to read all the shit I was supposed to read for class,
I know.
Like something for pleasure. I think I read like one Dan Brown book in the entire time I was in college.
It's like I say that, and yet I still had time to watch all of Vampire Diaries and Downton Abbey and Lost.
Priorities, So
like that's cool. But anyway,
so now
I just remember vividly. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe the first anniversary of our relationship, where I got Chris a pair of like Calvin Klein boxers.
I don't think it was our anniversary. I feel like it was like
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, first Valentine's Day, which is like 3 months into our relationship.
Oh, so that was old.
Yeah.
So I got him like these Calvin Klein boxers, and I took pink puffy paint, and I wrote a bunch of like sexual jokes about Harry Potter on it, but like I didn't understand these jokes, and now I'm mad because he still has these boxers and you'll wear them occasionally.
Yeah.
And all of the puffy paint has like since fallen off, so I don't even know what I wrote, but like I'm sure I would get them now. I remember the one that was like, "Your basilisk in my chamber of secrets," and I'm like, now that I think about it, how heteronormative.
No.
But I'm just kidding. But anyway, I wish that I had those. But that was like the level of Harry Potter nerd that he was at the time. And I also dressed up as Ginny.
The classic video, Harry Potter Sucks.
Yeah,
like, that's the
on
classic.
my channel. And people were telling me that, because at the time, I was in that like really bitchy phase on YouTube where I was like, I just saw the Hunger Games and here's why I fucking hated it.
You're antagonistic.
I was like, just ready to bitch about everything. So people were like, oh my god, please review Harry Potter. And I knew, even in that time, I was like, I'm not gonna start that. Like, when I'm in this phase where I'm going to critique.
Yeah, that time of your life, as well as like, this is the height of like Deathly Hallows movies are coming out. It's all
people
wrapping
like
up.
Rant videos, like that could have been the end of my career.
Yeah,
if I had
honestly,
ranted
it
about
really
Harry
could
Potter.
have, because like the fandom was at an all-time high.
At an all-time high.
Yeah.
And I was on Tumblr, and like, yeah, you're right, because the movies came out when we were in college for the last two. Anyway, so yeah, and then we watched the movies, but it was really fast. And I just, if you've ever watched the movies,
like 1 week vacation, that we watched them.
It was even shorter than that.
Yeah.
And if you've watched the movies before reading the books, you know that like it doesn't make any fucking sense unless you have the context.
It really does not fucking tell.
It's a like
the first
partner to reading the books. You know what I mean?
Like the
companion.
first 2 books, like you can get like a solid story out of those movies, but like from there on out, like you watch those movies, there's no way you can comprehend what the fuck's going on if you haven't read the books.
And like the characters are less likable without the inner workings of it all, and also the relationships seem very forced if you don't have the context of the books.
Yeah.
Like, I remember being like, I don't understand why people are so bent out of shape about Ron and Hermione.
What do you mean? Zip me up. That was the cutest thing that ever happened.
That was like, okay, I gotta say, I know we're gonna not dive it right in, but like, what went down between Daniel Radcliffe and Bonnie Wright? Is it Bonnie Wright?
Bonnie Wright.
Are they okay? Because I've never seen less chemistry ever on screen.
And like him and Emma Watson, like
when they were in that Horcrux.
Yeah, they were totally fine. I just watched another movie with Daniel Radcliffe in it the other day, and like he kissed somebody, and it was totally like a normal kiss. Like, I don't know what happened.
Him and Cho had a better kiss.
Yeah, like what happened?
And he was like 12, you know? It was a lot for me to handle.
And they had multiple kisses, and they were all bad.
I remember I used to complain about Ginny, and I didn't even want to be her for Halloween, but I had red hair. And like, now like, everyone used to be like, "Oh my god, you'll feel a lot better when you read the book. Ginny's the best." And now I totally get you.
Yeah,
she totally is. They robbed her of all of her fire and determination and loyalty and all the badass shit she does. Like, why did they do that?
It's fucking terrible.
That's a big complaint for me with the series, and I'm sure that's not unusual.
I mean, they do that. They murder a lot of characters in the fucking movies. But I think we should start off with, like, well, overall, you enjoyed everything. Did it live up to the hype as a whole? Okay,
so I have two answers for this. Plot-wise, yes. Absolutely.
You told me that it was way darker than you thought it was going to be.
I know somebody asked me, like, what was the most surprising plot point, but just overall, the most surprising thing was how dark it was.
Yeah.
Like, just,
how
every time Neville got crucioed, you know what I mean? Like, towards the end, after you knew what happened with his family and also just, like, being a young kid, like, innocent.
It's not a kid's series at all. Maybe the first book, but after that, it's an adult. I think it's an adult series. It may not be written at, like, the highest level of fucking, like, literary, like...
Because that's something that I got, too. Like, people were telling me that, like, not only is it the best plot of all time, but it's also the best written novel, or not novel, but series of all time. And so I was expecting her writing style to be different than what it was. I didn't mind it. Like, I thought that she's a good author, and I like, she is very descriptive. Good world building. Yeah. Good character building as well, despite what the movies
But I'm not going to say it's the greatest piece of work I've ever read in my life.
There's been less obvious metaphors that have existed. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. But overall, I think I was expecting it to be, like, a little bit more, like, abstract or something. I don't know why, because I figured her writing style was going to be different. Yeah, that was something, too. Going in, I when you're a young kid and you didn't read it, but all of your friends are reading it, and they're all, like, holding a Dobby toy.
And have wands.
And they have wands, and they're, like, eating the jelly beans that taste like earwax. I'm expecting this book series to be, like, really goofy, and it's totally not goofy. I mean, it can be goofy
like the world, the wizarding world is goofy.
It's quirky.
But it's not
It's fucking dark.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not all vomit jelly beans. It's, like, soul-sucking. Mm-hmm. A lot of that.
So... let's just go through the books and the movies and putting them, I guess, in an order of, what you think. Difficult. I know, it's the hardest thing, because, like, I started off with the fact that, like, I love every single book, and so whatever one ends up at the end, except if you count Cursed Child, like, that's obviously last.
Which I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not ready at this point to dive into something else Harry Potter related that's not part of the main series. Like, it's obviously going to be different. So I'm just not ready to do that yet.
Yeah, but so what's just your favorite book?
I still think Order of the Phoenix is my favorite book.
Yeah.
It was so tense and so dark, and there was a lot of serious, and I just really liked everything that happened.
I like that book a lot because they start to really tie in, I feel like, the rest of the wizarding world, because that's, like, when you get the whole ministry being, like, fuckos and everything. That's when you feel like...
It's so frustrating. It's a frustratingly good
That's
book.
when you feel like this is existing more than inside of Hogwarts. Like, this is something that's happening, like, around the world.
And the whole Department of Mysteries thing is just interesting to read about and creepy, and I just really enjoyed that one.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess we don't have to sort all of them.
I don't really know what I would say my least favorite is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know either. It's so hard to pick.
I really did like them all. Like, they're all good in their own way. It's like maybe the plot of one, but then at the same time, the very first thing you see ends up being important as fuck in the end. Like the De-Illuminator.
I'm going through my reread of them right now. I'm on the 6th book right now, but if I still had to pick, I'd probably pick The Half-Blood Prince. Just because...
Being your favorite.
Yeah, being my favorite. Just because I liked the background we get on Voldemort.
That was satisfying. And I didn't know any of that.
Yeah. And it was just like... I felt like this was just like the prequel to, like, fighting in the end. Like, you getting all of this building of, like, the universe and the lore and everything.
And then you got Dumbledore's, like, darkness. Yeah. Which you find even more about later as well.
So then in the movies... What is
4 is absolutely my least favorite.
4 is the fucking worst. I remember seeing a lot of people not liking 6, and, like, sure, yeah, they make changes, which by the time that you get
At this point, I'm, like, I need to rewatch the movies yet another time to, like... Because the first time I watched them through after reading the books, I was mostly paying attention to the differences, and I didn't get to really enjoy the films.
Now you need to see them, like, as their own separate thing. How are they?
Yeah, because honestly, I just remember 4 because visually and whatever they did to Mad Eye's eye, and they were doing a lot of, like, weird humor that, like, it just...
didn't sit well.
It just was like too many jokes.
Yeah.
It got a little like corny.
And they also
but I
like
the rest of them.
What did they do with their hair? Like, you know, that was just something.
Just a weird time.
And, Moody's mechanical noises that
was weird to me.
Yeah. So that would definitely rank as my least favorite one.
And they obviously they outed Moody's real motives very early on, but in the book that was such a good twist. Like, I had no idea about any of the Mad Eye stuff going into that book.
Yeah.
And because I feel like that movie did a shitty job of portraying it. So reading that book, I got all the twists as they were happening, and it felt really oh whoa, I didn't realize it was going to be David Tennant's character. That's crazy.
I know.
But they show him right at the beginning, and yeah.
So, your favorite movie, though?
Ooh.
Would it be The Order of the Phoenix? Or I feel like mine... I like the later movies. I like the first one because it obviously introduces you to everything and it gives you all the classic bops that you know.
The classic bops.
You know what I mean? I
Hedwig in the flying car, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the second one, but
that's just a classic moment for me.
It is. I know you said you would really like Chamber of Secrets.
I did. It's satisfying going down there and defeating all of the different objects that you have to encounter to get into the chamber, and the chamber itself looks fucking lit.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I still think my favorite would probably be 5 or 6.
And the basilisk. I mean, I love a nice beefy snake. That's why I love Nagini so much. You know what I mean? I think my favorite movie would have to be... I don't know. I would say I really like Chamber of Secrets, honestly.
Yeah,
and Order of the Phoenix.
It's a nice, concise story in one thing.
Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
I would say Deathly Hallows, but at the same time, there was just a lot happening. You know what I mean? There were other ones where you had, the time for it to be a little bit slower.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you what you thought was the best casting and the worst casting in the movies.
Ooh, I like this question.
I think the best casting was a lot of the supporting characters. I think... Hagrid was perfect. Hagrid, McGonagall, and Snape.
Yeah.
They were all perfectly cast, in my opinion. Many other supporting characters as well. Arthur, even, Arthur Weasley. He was...
here's my thing. So, because I obviously knew what the movie characters looked like before I read it, it's that's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
So you had that, perfect, untouched... I like that when you read the book before there's even a cast.
You have your own personal thoughts.
Yeah, because I know Ron is portrayed differently in the book, but I was still picturing what's his face, you know?
Yeah, it would probably be Ron or Hermione.
Is the worst?
Is the worst just because of how they are representative.
They made Hermione too pretty at that point. They were just... I knew that they were going for, they needed a leading lady or whatever. But
not because they're bad actors or anything like that. It's just because, the representation of their character.
Yeah, she was... Yeah, I get what that was all
and
about.
I think that, a lot of the supporting characters were all, Lupin.
I think Hagrid was the best one. And Sirius looked great, too.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
But also, the seer... fucking Trelawney. I think they did a really great job with her glasses and everything. It was as soon as I saw her, I was oh wow,
that fits perfectly.
And Umbridge as well too. I mean, not quite as Toad-like in her face. She's cuter than that,
but
the vibes. The vibes were there.
Oh my god.
Also Hedwig. What a fabulous owl they cast for that. I mean, who is that owl? And why can't we hang out? You know.
So you got spoiled on a lot of shit, though.
Of course.
When, you knew...
And I knew that. I wasn't expecting...
You knew the whole, Snape shit, really. You didn't know how complicated it was, but you knew, that he was a fucking good guy. And...
Yeah.
You didn't...
I knew that he was saving Harry's ass the whole time.
Yeah, but you didn't know the intricacies
I didn't know why,
it.
Other than, he liked his mom. But, I didn't know the more... intricate parts of all of that.
Yeah.
I also knew, the Horcrux thing and that Harry had to fucking die. So, that's, a twist that is pretty big, definitely. I would say. But some of the things that I didn't know, okay? Colin Creevey dying. No one talks about that because they're so focused on, fucking Tonks, okay? That was the only death I didn't know about, and it shook me because I think it was the only one I didn't know about. Yeah, she was his tiny crumpled body. I lost it. That was when I started crying. Also, Crab at the end. I know that they changed that in the movies because what's-his-face, like, went to jail or something.
Yeah.
But him, like, pulling off that really dark curse at the very end that starts that little, like, fire situation, and then him dying from that, I had no clue. So those were some things.
You're hearing about Lupin and Tonks and Fred, and you don't get them as much, which... Yeah,
I mean, Fred was fucked up.
Yeah.
And something that I think that they could have done if she really wanted to be like truly the darkest author, she could have killed off one of the main trio. Specifically Hermione. That would have been the most fucked up, I feel.
That would have, because Harry would be predictable.
Harry, you knew, had to live after he died, what I put in quotes.
Yeah.
But like if they killed off Ron or Hermione, that would have been like... That would have been really sad. And it would have, honestly, I feel like it would have made sense at that point. Like, you're killing off owls. You've got, like, new parents who have newborns, half of a twin set. Like, it's just, you knew it was coming. I'm surprised she didn't kill off one of the Weasley parents, but I guess her thing was, like, only one Weasley had to die.
Yeah, well, she had to make, basically, Molly's boggart be, like, coming true.
Yeah.
Like, her family members dying. Like,
oh, yeah. Is your answer still the same for that? Like, what your boggart is? Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's dying. Like,
same.
That's the fucking darkest.
Absolutely.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, God. I don't know. It changes every day.
I know. Mine now...
I don't think I can truly choose a favorite. I think I'd have to give you, like, a top 3.
All right, fine. Well, I would say that my top would be Harry.
Yeah,
I know, it's so predictable. After this read through, but I mean, like, it's never like cool to pick the main character.
I know
like,
a lot of people like hate the whiny protagonist, but like he had every reason to ever complain. All the caps locks that he was given, he deserved. Especially in that one book where they're trying him, like Ron and Hermione are like up his ass, and I'm like, dude, this guy is having like night terrors every evening. Like, can you fuck off? Okay, favorite would have to be, besides Harry, I would still say Sirius, because I really did like him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to go with Dumbledore because of how fucking complex it all turned out to be. I just assumed he was like the wise old grandpa. You can't really complain about him.
Like the old dude that knows
like
everything.
The good, pure dude. Turns out he's twisted and has a really shitty past. And I still don't know how I feel about him, like, because it's like he's trying to save all of wizard kind, essentially.
Yes. By,
nurturing this one kid and, like, making sure that he gets through what he needs to do to save everybody. It's like he's, like, it's like the My Sister's Keeper thing. They're, like, harvesting him for parts. You know what I mean?
It's so fucked
But it's, like, at the same time, like, he's got everybody else in mind. But at the same time, he, like, enriches Harry's life and, like, makes him feel so special and, like, gets him into Quidditch and all these other things that, like, I mean, I guess he really needed to get into Quidditch to get the Seeker, to get the fucking gem, okay? But it seemed a little bit more like they're building him up. They want him to have fun with his life, and it's like, at the end of the day, like, he knew he was going to die anyway. It's so fucked up. I like his character just because I don't know what my opinion is,
Yeah, he's fucking dark.
I was happy that we got that little chapter at the end after the Prince's Tale where it's like him and
King's Cross.
Yeah, because I feel like we got some closure, but like I still like, even though I think he was trying to do good, I still don't know how I totally feel about him, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I like him for that reason. And Nagini. I mean, fuck, have you ever seen a more flawless villain in your life? That's why I'm a Slytherin.
Fucking God. I still don't know whether to believe the rumor that Nagini's the snake in the first book that, like, is released
from like the tank?
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be, like... I'm sure, JK will say something on Twitter at some point.
At 4 in the morning, Nagini was actually... I don't know, Harry all along. We were all Nagini.
Fuck.
Naginis and Oculmans.
I know one thing you wanted to talk about was romance in the fucking books because, romance. Because obviously there was some, even though it was not a big part of anything, really.
Yeah.
It's not...
Like, let's be real. Does Harry have time for this? No.
Absolutely not.
He's trying to save everybody.
I can understand, hormones are raging. He's, feeling things.
I hate this. Okay, so people I do ship. Hagrid and fucking...
Maxine?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Fucking absolutely. I ship Harry and Ginny. I do.
I just think, like, it makes sense for, like, the future when he's done having to defeat Voldemort. Like, he should definitely be happy.
I think that they should be
But, like,
together,
at the time, like, I just didn't really care either way.
Gotcha.
I wasn't feeling anything. Who else, honestly?
Neville and Luna, I do ship that.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
That is, like, probably my top
They're
ship.
adorable.
Yeah.
They don't really get anything. In the movies, they kind of give them a little hand-holding action or some shit. I don't know. The movies were a little bit more salacious with that kind of shit. I would also have to say Fleur and Bill, and, like, the way that I feel like they did such a shitty job at showing you how, like, faceted Fleur can be in the movies.
Oh, because she, like, doesn't exist. Like, you only, like,
she's just, like, that hot bitch in blue.
What is it? You, like, meet Bill in, like, the 7th movie
and
when
he's
you've
already
known him?
been slashed and snatched.
Yeah, like, I know. It's like, hey, who's this random guy? Is he a Weasley? I don't know.
That was
like,
one of the most fucked up things that happened that I didn't know about, was Bill and his whole, thing with Fenrir. That was really fucked up.
Yep.
But I think one of my favorite parts of, like, Fleur's character was, like, when, he did get slashed, and she's over there being like, of course I'm still gonna marry him. I don't care what he looks like. They all expected her to be really shallow.
Yeah.
And so I do like them, and I want to live in fucking Shell Cottage, bitch.
Oh my god, that cottage they show in the movie, like,
because that's like
beautiful.
a cold beach.
Yeah.
Move
Beautiful.
me. Where is that place in real life? I'm sure that place exists, and it's been on, like, the most amazing homes.
Extreme homes,
Extreme
movie
homes,
homes or
HGTV.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I want to live there, and also, like, the Cullen House or whatever, that's actually in Washington. That's, like, very mid-century. Anyway, enough about home decor.
So, I know that, there's going to be a lot of mixed feelings about the Remus and Tonks relationship.
Okay. So here's how I feel about them. I loved Lupin, especially when he's, like, your professor.
I love Lupin throughout the entire thing. I think he's fantastic. He's, like, the Hermione of
that group. That squad, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he's just, like, he knows everything. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's just really dealing with something that's fucked up, and he's doing the best that he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got to, like, deal with all... it. I know that J.K. Rowling said that it's supposedly, the whole werewolf thing is supposedly a euphemism for, like, homophobia, and I still don't know how I feel about it, because if she's portraying it that way, then Fenrir's entire character is problematic as fuck.
Yeah.
So I just am ignoring that aspect. I'm just gonna be like, it's werewolves,
that's
and
half
they are
the things
prejudiced.
I do with JK's Twitter and Pottermore, like, reveals.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going by what's in the books here.
Yeah, I would like a lot of that info. Like, if you're gonna do that, why don't you make, like, an encyclopedia that's not online? Like, make, like, a physical, like, here are some other things about the series. Like, she said Grindelwald was an Occlumens? Or
a seer.
A seer.
Yeah, literally just tweeting that out of fucking nowhere.
And, like, I made sure to, like, scour these books for any mention of Grindelwald, because I wanted to see how much information you got in the actual books, and you don't get that much, but, like...
You do get some, but it's like...
You get a decent amount.
Yeah. But, I wish, Fantastic Beasts going into that, I really wish there were books to go off of before that, besides that one tiny little thing she wrote that is barely anything.
Yeah, I mean, you get some information about him and Dumbledore, but, like, also, I'll still never forgive her, honestly, for being like, oh yeah, Dumbledore's gay, but, like, it wasn't in the books. Like, I get it, like, we all want more gay characters, like, I know I do, and, like, I get it that the book was written at a certain time in our history where it might not have been, like, that savory to put a gay in it, Like, I get it, but, like, at the same time... you already had, like, your Bible thumpers yelling at you.
It could have been forward thinking,
Yeah, but, like, I just don't like that. And, like, I honestly... I see a lot of people that are like, is there weird, like, tension between Harry and Dumbledore just because they know that she envisioned him as being a gay wizard? And I literally never see that. Like, one, is that power struggle, that's not even savory at all.
Yeah.
Second, it just felt like he was like his grandfather.
It's like a paternal thing, what I mean?
Like a mentor that, like, saw you, like, he's known him since he was a baby.
Actually cares for him, like, not just, like, being a mentor, like,
I
really
think
cares.
a lot of people want to put some sexual tension where it really does not need to be.
There's a lot of platonic relationships that are, like, overly fucking, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
But anyway, back to Lupin and Tonks.
Right. I just feel like the moment that they put them together, you get like less Lupin.
I think it killed both the characters.
Yeah,
once
like
they
I
got
feel
put
like
together.
they didn't have a lot of it that upset me a little bit because like I felt like it was a little forced. Like it was,
Half-Blood Prince is
came out
just
of
Tonks
nowhere.
being like you barely meet Tonks in Order of the Phoenix, and then she's
you
just,
don't really know her very well other than being funny and watch her
and then she gets sad for
and the hair and the pig nose.
sad for the entire Half-Blood Prince, and then it's like, oh yeah, because I like Lupin. And
okay, let me tell you, reading that whole book and being like, what is different, like what happened, I thought it was going to be something so much darker
because
than
you're
her
coming
just
off
having
of
a crush on fucking Lupin.
I mean, you're coming off of like Hagrid holding something secret in all of Order of the Phoenix for it to be fucking Grop at the end. Like,
I know,
like
and I was like, what the fuck? I was so mad about that one. So I was like, oh, this is going to be dark. Like, she's actually secretly a Death Eater. Like, something fucked up happened. No, she just likes Lupin. So that, I guess, like, their relationship, being on Tumblr and everything, like, at the time when Deathly Hallows was a movie, and, like, obviously knew how they fucking went out, you know, like, holding hands. I was like, oh, man, their romance is going to be, like, so intense, and it's going to be so upsetting, and I just felt like it didn't, like, at all blossom for me. So I was more upset that Lupin in general was dead. And Tonks I didn't have as much stake into.
Yeah, personally, I really don't have too many feelings about Tonks.
She was just kind of there for me.
She's not there, like, doing much. Like, she's fighting and stuff in the Order, but, like, she just wasn't.
There's not a lot
of
one-on-one moments with Tonks to get me to really know her well, other than her hair changing and stuff. I thought it was fucked up that they gave, like, the child a role in this and then killed them off. Like, that was fucked up.
That's just her being dark. Were there other things that you thought were going to be bigger that, like, weren't as big once you read the book?
Draco. He comes into play more towards the end, and that's I thought he was going to be more prevalent
out of all the like
series.
promotion at like the first couple books. He's just like antagonistic towards
he's just
Harry.
like a bully, like a dickhead, and then he really doesn't have an actual role in the main plot until like 6, when, you know, it's basically his duty to kill Dumbledore, and then his wand with Harry coming into play. It's important at the very end there, but I thought he was always going to be like antagonizing, and there's books where he like straight up almost disappears at times.
Like I feel like Goblet of Fire, he's
not there. Yeah,
exactly.
So I thought he was going to be more like prevalent. I thought Tonks was going to have more of a bigger picture for me of like her character, for me to care about her. So I would say also Sirius.
I see
because
that.
you don't meet him until like the very end of Prisoners of Azkaban. And like obviously Order of the Phoenix happens too. So like it's a short amount of time that he's like that kind of father
he's
figure.
not really like around in Goblet of Fire because he's not at school with him. You meet him in Prisoner of Azkaban, and then he dies in Order of the Phoenix.
But it was enough time to give me like an attachment to him.
You knew at the beginning of Order of the Phoenix, you're like, this is the one where he's dying, because he was so happy.
He was so jovial about Christmas. Also, something that like I'm sad that I knew about going in, because I think I would have really liked the twist, is knowing that Narcissa was kind of like playing both sides the whole time a little bit, and like she's definitely not totally
wants her
fucked.
son to be alive.
Like she's not a saint by any means, but like she was definitely not Bellatrix. You know what I mean? So I was sad that I knew about like the whole whispering to Harry while he's playing dead scene, because I remembered that scene so vividly.
What's your favorite piece of lore?
Ooh,
because there's like so many cool like lores
little
and
things
and objects and
what's
things
yours? To jog my memory, because I'm overwhelmed as fuck over here. You've had time to stew. I know there's so many. Well, something that I hope that they expand on, maybe in a movie or a book, would be, you know how the goblins, they like make all of these like treasures and everything that like the wizards kind of like take from them, and the way that they feel like they still have ownership. Like I would like to know like the origin of them making like the fucking sword of Gryffindor and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like that'd be cool. I am like really interested in just like how all the different things at the Ministry of Magic work. Like, you know what I mean? The
like,
different departments.
There's so many different departments. Obviously, we spent a lot of time with Aurors, and also Arthur being in the like Muggles department, like the misuse of Muggle artifacts. Yeah, stuff like that was interesting the most. There's just so many cool things within the Ministry of Magic, and I mean, we're getting, I forget what the name of it is in Fantastic Beasts, but like the American version of this. But like I feel like we're gonna get some shit there too, because they seem a little bit more corrupt. But like just like the whole I don't know, like government side of it and like how they hide from muggles.
Something that surprised me was the one chapter where you're hearing the perspective of the actual minister of the Muggle world in England, and like how that actually has a stake in the Wizarding world. I thought that was really exciting and cool. Because like something that I've heard brought up before, and I've that would be making a great prequel would be, you know how the wizards have all this like intense medicine?
Yeah.
And they can, like, basically heal you from, like, near death pretty easily. And then, of course, they're watching muggles, like, dying of, like, cancer and all these other things that could probably be fixed via magic. What makes them... Because, like, you I feel like you view the Wizarding world as, like, such just, like, pure, like, good community. But it's, like, that's a very dark thing to keep secret when you could be saving lives. Yeah. So, like, what happened? Like... Are they afraid that the muggles will, like, crucify them? Kind of like the whole, you know, Salem witch trials.
I feel like that was there something in the past that, like, muggles killed, almost eradicated the wizarding world because they were just afraid of the magic. I would love some context
of why they would keep, like, life-saving information like that from them.
Yeah, that would be really fucking cool. I was also going to ask you, what's your favorite magical creature that, like, you get from the books?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
My favorite is Thestrals, just because I thought the way that they appear is really cool.
I really enjoyed that too. Damn it, you took my fucking answer.
Yeah. Although the fucking, like, plot hole, I guess, of, like, Harry riding back on the carriages at the end of the Goblet of Fire and not seeing...
and not having it
and
there.
Then JK said that it was like you have to fully accept the death for you to see them.
That's
just like
I would have liked it, just admit you fucked up. Like I would have
liked at some points I'm like, okay, you could just say you fucked up.
Yeah,
and like you know?
I like it better where it's like the moment you've seen a death, boom, these are visible to you. I like that more than like, because some people might never accept death. That doesn't mean I don't like that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
How about the blast-ended truths?
The blast-ended screw. I just like to say that, honestly. Yeah. Fuck the turnips that scream.
Oh my god, the mandrakes.
Yeah, because they're annoying as fuck in the Lego games. So that's why I like once we like played that game, I'm like every time I see a mandrake now or like a mention of one, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Because they're annoying in the Lego games. So don't let the Lego games influence how you feel about things.
What creature would you say?
I mean, I really did like the Thestrals, yes.
Yeah.
I liked the properties of unicorn blood. I mean, of course, I'm always here for a lit dragon, but, you know, Nagini was my favorite. I think
you also, like, when you were at that point, you were really into the mer people, and, like, that they're, like, dark, kind of.
Yeah, they're not, like, just pretty little
They're, like, sirens a little bit, because, like, they have music that is, like, enticing as well.
Yeah, but it, like, kills you.
Yeah.
Like, you die. I liked that, you know, aspect. Also, the giant squid, very mysterious.
You know, where is my book or movie about that giant squid?
How did it get to that lake?
Does Newt...
I would love a whole movie about the inner workings of that fucking lake.
Yeah, honestly.
Give me the fucking David Attenborough mockumentary of that lake where they dive deep in an ROV and they discover the hidden properties.
Oh my fucking god.
That, I'm wet, honestly, just thinking about it.
Oh shit. Alright, I guess now would be a good time to go into some questions.
Yeah, we also have a fun quiz that's Harry Potter related if I can find my phone.
Should we do that first?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, before we do those, let's get a quick word from our sponsor.
So, we weren't going to be talking about wands without letting you know that today's sponsor is AdamandEve.com, where you can buy many wands.
Yeah, wands of a different type.
Nothing is more magical than having an orgasm.
Oh my god.
And our friends Adam and Eve know that very well.
Yeah, I thought you said no puns in this episode.
Listen, it had to happen. We're in this segment.
So, we've got a great deal. If you want to go to adamandeve.com, you'll get, for a limited time, you'll get 50% off of just about any item. And when you do that, you'll also get 3 free adult DVDs.
A slowly declining voice.
A free mystery gift. And you'll get free shipping. And so, how do you get that? You use code CWC at checkout. So again, that's adamandeve.com and use code CWC. Alright, so we're going to do the quizzes first, and we're not going to do the Pottermore, like, houses or whatever. We've sorted ourselves like 5 times now on the show.
I'm a Slytherin, I don't care what they say.
And I'm a Ravenclaw, and Pottermore quizzes are weird to take, like, over a podcast. So we're going to do this one from BuzzFeed, our faves. That's, which unimportant Harry Potter character are you? And so
I wonder how offensive this is going to be, because it's going to be like, Luna. Like, it's just like she's... Also, I love Luna.
Luna is...
I knew I was
she's definitely going to be like one of my top 3 is Luna.
And Hagrid.
Yeah.
And Hagrid.
Okay,
so first question. Choose a mythical creature. Flobberworm.
Oh my god.
Blast-ended Screw. Cornish Pixie. Kneasel. Garden Gnome. And Thestral. Alright, I'm gonna go with Blast-ended Screw because I just say it all the time.
Alright. Choose a Weasley's Wizard Wheezes product. Love Potion. Instant Darkness Powder. Skeeving Snack Boxes. Portable Swamp. Pygmy Puff. Extendable ears.
We all fucking know what I'm doing.
You're doing the fucking Pygmy Puff.
It's like at the same rate, instant darkness powder would be a great way for me to get out of a weird social situation.
You just carrying invisibility cloak one hand, the darkness powder in the other, you'd be sad.
I would be gone. Okay, and I'd be in Shell Cottage where I can't talk. Right,
I'm gonna go with extendable ears.
Yeah, you're an eavesdropping, gossiping ass bitch.
They're useful.
You would listen to like Squeezy, like doing something weird. Choose a Diagon Alley store. The Pub, Flourish and Bots, Quality Quidditch Supplies, ILOPS Owl Emporium, Madame Malkin's, and Gamble and Japes.
I'm gonna go with...
Okay, I'm going with Owl Emporium.
I'll go with Flourish and Blots. Choose a name for your owl. Bertha, Elfrida, Thaddeus, Warren, Ptolemy, and Herpo. I'm gonna go with Herpo because I like that.
I'm going with Bertha.
Oh my god.
Choose a background character to be your BFF. The Trolley Witch, the Bloody Baron, who he had like an actual stake in all of this with the fucking diadem. Shit. Terry Boot, Padma Patil, Professor Sinistra, and Colin Creevy.
Oh shit.
Colin Creevy is not a background character. Holy shit. Either is Padma.
I'm gonna say the Trolley Witch because she's my fave.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with... Well, I'm picking Colin.
Alright. Which Patronus would you least like to have? Slug, Mole, Dung Beetle, Mosquito, Goat, or Trash Raccoon?
Mosquito.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pick that too. We've picked everything different, so...
Oh my god, what did you get?
I got Bob Ogden.
Who is that?
You're that weird old ministry dude who was sent to confront the Gaunts in their gross cabin. Oh, yeah, I just read that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm the sleek black rats at the pet shop.
What?
So, remember those show-offs that were making fun of Scabbers when Ron was buying rat tonic? Yep, you're one of them.
Oh my god, I love this.
You spend your day hanging out in your cage with your rat squad, playing skipping rope with your tails, and laughing at everyone who comes in.
Oh my god.
Interesting. Okay, and then we also have another one here that's like basically rating our opinions of Harry Potter against other people.
It's which of these Harry Potter things has to go.
Okay.
Alright, so the first question is which Hogwarts house has to go?
Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw.
Alright, well, I'm a Ravenclaw, so that's fucking staying. You're a Slytherin,
gonna get rid of
so that's gonna be
Griff.
Here. You know what? I'm honestly going to get rid of Gryffindor, too. They had their time.
Wow, only 9% of people wanted to get rid of Gryffindor.
I'm sorry, Mal.
Most people wanted to get rid of Hufflepuff and Slytherin.
Wow. That's fucked up.
Which of these main three has to go?
Alright, we all know fucking Ron is the choice for this.
Oh my god, 67% of people chose Ron.
Oh my
That's
god.
Perfect. No one chose Hermione.
Which mode of transportation has to go? Portkey, Apparition, Flu Powder.
I'm getting rid of Flu Powder.
Yeah, Flu Powder, because that's fucking just dirty. Like,
it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people chose Flu Powder. Which Death Eater has to go? Bellatrix, Lucius, or Peter Pettigrew? Fuck Scabbers.
Yeah, I'm
80%.
Oh my god.
No one likes him. Oh my god, I'm surprised Bellatrix had more votes than Lucius. Like, Lucius is such a fucking twat.
He's just like a slime.
Just a slimy ass cane.
Oh fuck. Alright, which magical creature has to go? Thestral, Hippogriff, or Dragon? Wow.
I can't get rid of any of these.
I'm gonna get rid of dragons because I love Buckbeak.
Yeah, Buckbeak is Thestral.
Wow, 53% of Thestral. That's
I guess 53% of people don't want to watch someone die, but you know what?
Well, you know, I guess that makes sense.
That's cool. Which Tri-Wizard competitor has to go? Bless you, Lila. Cedric, Victor Crumb, or Fleur Delacour? I'm getting rid of the Crumb. His haircut alone fucked me up.
48%. And 35 for Fleur and 17 for Cedric.
No one wanted to get rid of Cedric.
Which unforgivable curse has to go? Avada Kedavra, Crucio, or Imperio?
Ooh, they were all fucked up, by the way. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that these books are dark.
Yeah.
Like, and you learn about that in like book 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Avada Kedavra, or that's staying because like that's just like a once and done. You're done with this. Wow, Crucio or Imperio has to go because they're both fucking darker. Like honestly.
I'm gonna say get rid of Imperio. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I really don't like that.
38% Imperio.
It's very across the board
close.
Confused.
Yep.
Which Marauder has to go? Oh no.
Sirius,
I think we all know. Sirius Black.
James Potter, Remus Lupin.
Fucking James.
Yep.
69% chose James.
Wow. Fucking 24% Lupin. That's just
7% Sirius Black, they know.
Which Deathly Hallow has to go? Stone, Cloak, or Wand? Stone. Because that just ruins everything. Like, the wand and the cloak at least have use.
The cloak is so useful.
The cloak is the best.
Nobody wanted to get rid of the cloak. 70% chose the stone. Which Dursley has to go? Petunia, Dudley, and Vernon. Ooh, Vernon. Also, something I wanted to bitch about, the last Deathly Hallows movie, I was so sad that they cut the scene where he, like, says goodbye to the Dursleys. Or that was in the first Deathly Hallows movie, duh.
Yeah.
And that made me sad because I really liked that part of the book, and it really set the tone for, like, that book being like, it's the end. Mm-hmm. So I feel like them not having that in the movie was sad.
Very upsetting. So. Which version of Voldemort has to go? Head parasite Voldemort, creepy baby Voldemort, or boring old human Voldemort?
Creepy baby Voldemort.
Definitely creepy baby.
You know, there are pro-life fucking, like, fake news articles where they use that photo of him as, like, this is what an aborted fetus looks like. Like, I've seen that before.
That's
like,
so stupid.
It's fucked up. I was wondering when that was going to pop up in a movie because I had seen that image burned in my mind for so long. I couldn't believe that was at the very end. Till the very end.
Which book has to go?
Ooh.
That's fucking hard to choose. I'm going to say Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
Which got the second to least amount of votes at 10%. The largest was 27% Chamber of Secrets.
Oh my god, I'm offended
by these answers. And 24% were The Phoenix.
Ooh, what movie has to go? 4.
Oh yeah, absolutely Goblet of Fire. Wow, the top one was...
But it's like, I like Goblet of Fire for everything other than Mad Eye.
Because I
like him in the fucking arenas, you know?
I know. I can't believe Chamber of Secrets is topping both of these.
Why do people hate large snakes? Come on.
All right, well, that was the end of that.
All right, well.
That was fucked up.
I feel like we learned a lot about ourselves in this moment.
Yeah, we did. So let's do questions now. Going to Patreon first. And so first question is, how do we feel about Snape after it's all over?
Oh, okay. So this is like a
big topic.
Big boy controversy.
Yes.
All right. I already knew what the critique of him is. They're basically saying that, like, regardless of his feelings for Lily, he has no justification for treating Harry in the way that he did, just for holding, like, a secret kind of vendetta against his father, etc.
Yes.
So here's how I feel about Snape. I don't think he needed to be, like, fucking an asshole to Harry the whole time. Like, I don't think he needed to be quite as mean to him.
Yes, absolutely.
However, I admire how good of a wizard he is, because he's got his hands in, like, every type of wizarding craft.
And he's good at it.
And he's, like, really good at it. So, like, sometimes I'm like, is he even a better wizard than Voldemort? Not Voldemort. Dumbledore.
Yeah, like, he literally, like, stopped the curse from the rings, like,
that
spreading.
Was such a cool reveal for me. That's something I didn't know about.
Yeah.
I was like, what does this crusty hand mean? For the longest time, I was like, they're never going to explain why his hand is crusty. I knew it was the ring, but, like...
Yeah.
No, and that twist where he only had, like, a few months to live, I didn't know any of that. Okay? That was cool for me, just saying.
Yeah,
but
I think overall I still enjoy Snape because he just... It's like, it's confusing for him.
It's like how I feel about Dumbledore.
Like, he was going for the greater good, but, like, he fucked up, like, individual lives.
He didn't have to be an asshole to Harry to, like, give him the vibe that he wasn't giving him special treatment. He didn't have to go that far. I feel like he definitely overcompensated. And I think that was wrong. However, I mean, obviously props for him to pull all of the shit behind the scenes that he did to save everyone's ass.
Yeah, like, he was, like, double-crossing everybody left and right. Like, it was a lot.
And I liked how good he was at everything. Like, he's good at potions and defense, and he's an Occlumens and a legitimate... There's too many men's.
See, now, like, when we watched Fantastic Beasts, you had no idea about Legitimens.
Yeah,
like,
I need to rewatch.
Yeah. So that's just, like, another thing that, like, you don't even have to be, like, it's nothing related to Harry Potter, like, in terms of movies. Like, it's its own separate movie thing.
But like, having the context of the books really helps.
Yeah.
I knew what a fucking, the little twig that talks.
Oh my god, yeah.
God damn it.
I can't think of the
It's
name
like
right
a
now.
Shacklebot or some shit.
Yeah.
I knew him. In the books. I got more...
Got more background.
Well, there was one
Also
moment where
Nifflers, too.
like they were all dying at one point at Hagrid's house, and I was just like, shit, I know these Twigs. That's upsetting.
I know these Twigs.
All right.
Fuck.
What's the next question?
So this is, what is something that we would change from the...
Hold on. I also want to say, yes, it is a little tips fedora. Like,
oh, yeah.
The whole, like, pining after this woman thing. Like, because that is, like, a trope where it's, like, the whole manic pixie dream girl. Like, he just, like, wants so badly to, like, have her love. And, like, it is a little lame, okay? I gotta admit. It is a little lame. However, I like what he did to, like, save Harry's ass.
Yes. That's pretty much how I feel.
That's how I'm feeling.
Yep. So what's something that you would go back and change from the books if you had the chance? Ooh. And so we just talked about this. I would have loved to have had like 5 more chapters at the end of Deathly Hallows to tell me what the fuck happens right afterwards, because it's pretty much like Voldemort's dead. Okay, here's 19 years later, we're done. And like I would love for Harry to see Hagrid one more fucking time.
I needed closure with Hagrid. Hagrid was like crying, thinking Harry was dead. They give you a little bit in the movies. Hagrid's the first like wizard you really meet. Like I was so upset that they didn't have like some parting words at the end.
They did it in the movie, which is like one of the better things the movie did, was like you get that like 1 like second.
They made up for the Burrow.
Yeah.
Which they randomly have back afterwards. Like they just fixed it. Like what was the point?
I don't fucking know.
Anyway. But yeah, I wanted more of that. I think the way that they make Lupin go out was just pathetic. Like they needed more.
Yeah, it's basically more. Like, oh yeah, over there. So on the corner we got Colin. Then over there we got
a dead Lupin.
like everything.
What?
It's
Excuse me. Like I kind of wanted a better scene to memorialize the dead, especially the more recent dead that just happened.
Yes,
you know, because I liked what happened with the Resurrection Stone, of course. Like. Although, how fucked up is it that James fucking Potter gets the until the very end line? And that should have been Lily. She's really been there until the very end. Her fucking death created a barrier that lasted until the very end. You know what I mean? Like, who's James? What has he done? Tell me. Comment below. So I would have changed the way that they didn't really discuss the people that died as much as I needed. Because I'm sad. Like, I feel like we didn't even spend enough time on fucking Hedwig, bitch. I wanted a full chapter talking about Hedwig and her goddamn little beak nips.
You would change how snippy Harry is with Hedwig throughout the entire series.
I don't know why. He finally has something that loves him unconditionally. Fucking treat your bird better. God damn it. You don't have parents. This bird loves you.
Oh my god.
They really needed to change that, honestly.
All right, so the next question is going to be, if you could bring back one character who died, who would you bring back? And on like the opposite of that, if you could kill a character who didn't die, who would you kill?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if any other characters need to fucking die.
I would have killed Ron. I think it would have been impactful.
Yeah, you know, it's like his best friend, like
who was semi-loyal. That's the one thing. The biggest preconditioning thing I knew going into the series, Ron is the loyal best friend who deserves to be a Gryffindor. Turns out he's a flop-ass bitch. I'm sorry, Hermione is the loyal friend.
Yes.
I cannot drag him further, honestly. I did not expect to not like him as much as I did. And that's how you know I'm not letting other people's opinions like influence me when I'm reading, because like I was fully expecting to be like very Ron.
Team Ron, yeah.
Who would I bring back?
Who would I bring back?
Ooh, that's a duff question.
That's a duff one. I think I would have Lupin back because like I want more time with him.
Fucked up.
It's Sirius, I guess, died and it was important.
It was fucked up and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. I think Lupin, because he was just like, oh yeah, by the way, he's dead, and then like that was it. And like then Teddy could have had a fucking dad.
Yeah, it's like she just loves orphans. Man, Nagini, I would say. No, Hedwig. Hedwig didn't have to fucking die.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what was that? I'm still upset.
My biggest unknown is what's Crookshanks up to these days.
Yeah.
Did she wipe Crookshanks' mind as well as her parents? Like,
yo, honestly, one of the darkest things in the whole series.
That was, like, dark as fuck.
And then I guess J.K. Rowling tweeted that, like, she goes back and, like, refixes it, but does that happen? It wasn't in the books. So I'm gonna, in my mind, she cut them out of the wizarding world just for their own safety forever, despite what happens. Because there's going to be another dark wizard that pops up in the future.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll be what the next one will be, I feel. They'll do something very much in the future where Harry Potter is more of like the legend.
Yeah.
And it'll be a new dark one. Because there's going to always be a dark force when you got that happen. We've all seen Star Wars, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, we're all living in this Trump America right now.
Yeah, like,
you know
where's
what I mean?
the
Like,
Trump wizard? He's not smart enough.
So were there any plot points in the series that took you by surprise?
I probably mentioned a few of them already.
Yeah, you did. The one that you mentioned to me was Scabbers.
Yeah, you guys saw that whole unraveling.
You were like, I really love Scabbers, and we were all just sitting here like, just wait.
What I want to know is how the fuck did I not... The entire movie for that book is like about that plot. Like, how did I not know? Yeah, Scabbers. That one got me.
I mean, when I was reading the fucking series, obviously everything, like, I got to Snape's stuff and, like...
That shook you.
That shook me. Like, it was like, whoa, everything is explained. Like, this is crazy.
I think what went on at the end there with Dumbledore, more specifically, is what got me the most, because I didn't really understand the role that he played in the working of everything. Yeah, and
how like questionable Dumbledore is.
Yeah, as well. And like what happened obviously with his sister and everything. Like that whole part of it that was my favorite part, because that was a lot for me.
I get you.
All right, so I have a question here from #CoffeeWithChrachel on Twitter. So we did answer opinions on Snape, but how do you think the story would have gone if Neville had been the chosen one? That is a plot point that I was very surprised by.
Yeah, that was cool. It was a cool-ass thing that it could have been either one of these
Neville's
two.
One of my favorite characters, too, because his dark past, too. He's got an extremely dark past. And
he's essentially lost his parents, like, the same way. Like, they're still there, but they're not, like, there.
He's got a lot going on. And then he ends up being, like, he kills the last Horcrux. Like, come on. That was a crazy moment we can all enjoy. But how would it have been different? I feel like it would have played out similarly. Only I feel like he would have been dragged a lot because he was a big geek. You know what I mean? Like, Harry was, like, the cool boy. I was expecting Harry to be a lot geekier because of just, like, the way Daniel Radcliffe looked as, like, a young twat, you know?
Yeah, but he's kind of more of, like,
He's, like, the popular Quidditch bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Neville would have been, like, the geek that they pick on that ends up saving the day at the end.
I don't know. It would have been, like, different because Neville would have grown up in the wizarding world. And, like, probably knowing a lot more. I mean, that's the whole thing. Dumbledore's like, I wanted him to grow up, like, in a normal fucking life without knowing all of this shit. So
I wanted to leave him with these abusive people because, you know.
Yeah, right?
I get it. Petunia had the whole, like, protection bullshit. Also, all the stuff that went on with Petunia, I think the part that they really should have had in the movie was, like, Snape dropping the branch on her. Because that, to me, was like, oh, that's why Petunia's so afraid of magic. Because, like, that happened to her when she was a young girl.
It was a nice way to tie all of that shit in.
Yeah, I didn't think Petunia would play as big of a role in the inner workings of the plot as I thought. And, like, in the movies, they cut all of that out, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Which is sad, because it gives more context to why we're spending time with these assholes in the beginning of every movie or book. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All right, so how do you, Rachel, since you are one, feel about the treatment of Slytherins throughout the series?
Yes, good question.
So, obviously, the entire fucking house is villainized, and, like, in the last, I don't remember if they say it in the last book, but in the last movie, McGonagall's like, take all the Slytherins to the dungeons. Like,
just because Pansy, that dumb bitch, like, there's gotta be some good Slytherins.
Like,
come on.
You know, we all...
I think that was fucked up. Like, there's good attributes. Like, being cunning isn't necessarily, like, a malicious, evil thing. It just means, like, intelligent and you are highly analytical.
Yeah.
Like, that's what that means. I know that Mal brought up that she thinks that Hermione could have made a good Slytherin just because of how intelligent she is. And we want to have Mal on the show soon, so
yes,
Mal, if you're
definitely.
I know Mal's fucking listening.
There's definitely going to be another Harry Potter centric episode with those two on here
Absolutely.
to fucking, get a full-fledged conversation.
We need more input, but
yes.
Yeah, I just think that like they could have highlighted more of the like positive attributes of the Slytherins like they did for every other house. Like I don't know why.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like,
they should have just had
was
like one chill Slytherin character that was like of Harry's age.
Yeah.
Like not Pansy and Draco and Crabbe
and not Slughorn because he's obviously a fucking teacher.
Yeah,
like,
if they had just given them like one chill kind of like Dean Thomas ass bitch but a Slytherin,
yeah,
we could have been doing good.
Like literally Ravenclaw is just surmised within Luna. Like that's it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like I feel like they didn't. I was surprised at how little they delved in the books into the different houses and the different characters.
Hufflepuff is obviously like, well, Slytherin you get the second most like interaction with because Draco and all that bullshit, and then like Hufflepuff is pretty much just like important.
You knew Cedric like fucking was there.
For the fourth one, that's it. And
but I want more of what they're doing.
I still think it would be the greatest new book series to know the founders of the school and like how they found the school. Like I think that would be the coolest thing to see as a prequel.
I would love to see that, honestly.
Is there anything else while we're on that topic of like other
things that I would love to see?
Like I'm excited to see Grindelwald and stuff like that, even though I'm not excited to see fucking Johnny Depp. But like Dumbledore and how he defeats him and everything like that. I'm interested in the plot that they are building, and I'm definitely cool with it being 5 movies because I'm here for everything Harry Potter.
Yeah,
but like,
I know that you said that would be cool to see when Hagrid was at Hogwarts and when he gets expelled in that age of people.
Yeah, because that's when Tom Riddle is at Hogwarts as well. So like,
that would be
it'd
cool.
Probably be like something around that. And I mean, I'd even still be interested in seeing like Sirius and Lupin and James at school and like understanding everything at that point. Even though we know a lot of stuff that already happened during that time, but I'd still be here for it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm here for it all. It's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
I just thought of in my head though the whole way that they did the Beetle and Bard thing in the final movie was like I'm so glad that they took the time to flesh that all out in that animation, which was really pretty.
Yeah,
and I was one of my favorite parts of that whole book, getting that context. It's just such a good like legend. Like I loved hearing that, and the fact that they did that in the movies, like in total.
You could make a fucking movie or like a book like the Beetle and Bard. Like I know they have actually like a small little book that's like the Tales of Beetle and Bard, but like I don't know, like a full-fledged like novel about these 3 brothers. Like I'd be here for that. I'm here for anything, honestly. Like
there's a lot of things.
Like she could just make more books. Like please just make
less
more
tweets,
books.
more books.
Exactly.
I know that's kind of rude though because she's got her life. She's got things to do. Is there anything you didn't like about the series? Ooh.
Anything I did.
The heteronormativity, I mean. But that's to be expected for the time that it was written, but I guess it's a genuine complaint.
Yeah. I mean, just like general lack of diversity as a whole. Like, yeah. That's pretty much it.
There's like a little bit, but it could have
been better.
Used a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about people shipping Draco and Harry? Suppose anything's better than Hedwig and Hagrid. Ew. Who did that?
Who did that?
That has to be a joke, right?
Well, I don't ship Draco with anybody.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people that really like Hermione and Draco, and I'm like, he
uses slurs against her. Like
I'm confused by those people. Like it's like they like sexual tension where there is none. Like I'm just confused. It's like anytime anybody fights, they're like, oh, it's like an angry, sexy fight. It's like, no, I think he's not nice to her at all.
Like when Harry like
have any time for
makes
that.
cuts appear all over Draco with the Sectum Sempra spell.
That was really hot to me.
Yeah, that was kinky. Shit.
Something else because I don't know, like Ron and Hermione, like I wasn't totally sold on them. Like I like them I like Hermione, like as an individual character. And I mean, there obviously is obvious tension there when you're actually reading the books. However, I know that there are some people that like Harry and Hermione together because they do spend so much time together, like even more than Ron.
And like the movies really try to get you some like stupid love triangle-esque bullshit, and like everything loves to have a love triangle. Like
for me, it felt really platonic. Like she was just like his right hand, like BFF.
I never once ship Harry and Hermione. Never. They are best friends. Like that is it.
Now they could have had a little like Luna and Hermione.
Oh my god.
There's probably
I like
so
Luna
much
and Harry.
Yeah.
Like, they're cute together.
Yeah.
I'm just here for Luna.
I really just wasn't here for the romances.
Yeah. No, really overall, they're not that important. I ship Molly and Arthur the most.
Yeah,
they
true.
are the epitome of a great relationship.
Good call.
Yeah, that's it.
I would have that clock that she has.
Oh my god. Alright, I got a fuck, marry, kill for you. Dobby, Grop, and Moaning Myrtle.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill Grop. I'm gonna fuck Moaning Myrtle, you know? And,
how do you fuck a ghost?
And I'm gonna marry Dobby.
I'm gonna fuck Moaning Myrtle. I'm gonna marry Dobby. And I'm gonna kill Grop. Is that what you did?
The same thing.
Also, yes, I like Dobby. You know?
Yeah.
He did a great... In the first time you meet him, he's not... he's annoying, okay? He's fucking up the works. He's gumming them up. But towards the end, he really kills it. Also, surprised for me was Kreacher actually, like, redeeming himself somewhat. Mm-hmm. And, like, him rallying. I would have loved to see all of the house elves in the final movie, like, also defending Hogwarts in the name of Harry, because Harry, like, defended the house elves.
So great, with Kreacher at the head. Like,
I would have loved to see that, so.
Yeah.
But that I really enjoyed in the book as well.
Alright.
What is the part that fucked y'all up the most? I'm going to have to say when you find out that, meanwhile at Hogwarts, in the Deathly Hallows, they're teaching the students how to Crucio each other and, like, practice on each other.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of like, oh, so we are at that point now.
Yeah, that's honestly, like, one of the darkest points.
And anytime Neville got tortured, I just was like, I felt horrible for him. I mean, anytime anyone got tortured. I mean, Hermione, too. Like, Bellatrix really fucked her up.
I think...
That was a satisfying
One
death.
of the most fucked up parts is, like, when you're getting Snape's memories and you find out that, like, Harry's just, like, yeah, raising him for slaughter, as Snape says. Like, that's, like, one of the most fucked up parts. Because that was never told to him. Having to, like, read Dumbledore I'm, like, all over the place because it fucked me up. When he has to drink the liquid from the cave. Yeah. And it was all for nothing. Like, that was a lot. God. Because he was, like, crying and... Oh, man, it was a lot. Thinking back to it, like, Dumbledore really did not leave Harry with a lot of information. He should have gave him a lot more because, like, if Harry had not been around for Snape dying and grabbing that memory from his tear, like,
Dumbledore pretty much just was like, yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, is Dumbledore a seer? Has that been confirmed?
I don't think so, because he had to be with Trelawney to make the prophecy, you're right. You know? So
who knew Trelawney was going to play such an important role?
Exactly.
That's something I wasn't
so
aware
many
of.
Things tie in. Like, you think Trelawney's just full of shit, but it's actually
I love that she wasn't full of shit. Yeah. That made me so happy.
The first time around, I did not like her. I love her this time around.
Oh my god, I love her. Maybe it's like the whole, like, invalidation thing. It really rings true.
Yeah.
But, like,
I just thought I was on the same page as Harry and Ron first time reading. I was like, wow, she's just annoying. Yeah, like,
oh man. Also, Lavender Brown getting killed was a lot.
Yeah,
that was sad. Like, she was annoying as hell, but, like, she didn't deserve that. You know. There were so many.
So here's a theory. So in the Chamber of Secrets, Aragog says, I came to Hagrid from a distant land in the pockets of a traveler. There's a theory that exists that it was Newt Scamander, which would mean that Hagrid and Aragog are linked into the two movies. Your thoughts?
Oh my god, if we'll be able to see Hagrid?
If the timeline fits, because I know that they're going, like, 20 or some odd years, like, through 20 or some odd years in these 5 movies. So, like... If the timeline fits, I think that would be, like, really cool. If you just see
Hagrid young with, like, a little baby spider.
Yeah.
Just for, like, a split second. Like, he's not really an important role, but it's just, like, the nod to it.
Yeah. That would be so... Like...
Also, can we talk about... They did not need to show me his crumpled body like that. That vivid Aragog.
Oh my god, yeah.
And not even his little pincer joke could... I was, like, upset. I couldn't even look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
That's why I like that movie so much, though, is because they had, like... not for Aragog, but, like, they had, like, subtle humor in that one.
Yeah, it was cute.
It was dark as fuck, but, like, they added in some subtle humor.
And that's what nice. I like, you know?
What's your favorite underrated character?
Ooh, okay.
Favorite underrated character? A lot of them are highly rated, so you know.
What's the name of the character?
I feel like you would say maybe, like, Fleur, because, like, she's not...
She showed her moments. I wouldn't say she was my favorite, though.
Okay, yeah.
I would say maybe Mrs. Norris?
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. Though I do like Sprout a lot, Professor Sprout.
Oh my god, yeah, she's great.
And I feel like you don't get a lot of her, but she's pretty great. Also,
Professor Flitwick for me, like, he's a...
Who is the freaking name of the person that does, like, all of the broadcasting on Quidditch and then does,
Lee
like,
Jordan?
Yes, Lee Jordan. Just
Yeah.
a classic.
Yep.
You know? And then when they're, like, doing all of the Potter Watch radio
Yeah.
stuff, I wish you could have gotten a little bit more of that in the movie, because, like, you just kind of hear it and you can't really hear what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. You get that one moment when Harry comes back to school and they're like, lightning has struck, lightning has struck.
Yeah, like,
you
I
know?
loved all of the, like, little keywords to, like, find the radio station, and, like, all of everybody's code names, and, like, Ron, like, desperate to hear, like, any Weasley voice.
Yeah.
Like, that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, as I remember things, I need to, like, let them be known. Ian Murphy. So, Rachel, how do you feel about Bellatrix dying? Because I know that Bellatrix is Ian's favorite character. And
I don't think you expected her to be, like, just like, I fucking hate her.
I
Like,
know. I usually love a villain, and I loved Voldemort. I mean, he was great. Like,
Yeah.
classic villain for me. I thought she was going to be a little bit more likable, but I ended up just really not liking her. But I also, like... I wasn't, like, sad when she died, but I liked the moment, you know what I mean? Like, the
Yeah.
whole, not my daughter, you bitch. I liked that whole moment, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I expected that she was gonna live before I knew about that, you know what I mean?
How did you feel about the hype around Umbridge?
Oh, yeah, it was deserved.
Yeah.
She's so frustrating, but, like, in a really good way.
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
why the 5th book is so good, too. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I know, and then when she's, like, really relevant in the final book, when they're at the Ministry of Magic, and they have to, like, get into her office, and she's got Mad Eye's eye, and it was like, I was like, this bitch! So mad that she had the fucking necklace. Like, are you kidding me?
I know. It's
Also,
so
it bugs
much.
me that her Patronus is a cat. It should be like a fucking... It shouldn't be a cat, because you know she wants it to be a cat. You know what I mean? Like, it should be something...
McGonagall's is a cat, but it's like she's a fucking...
She is a cat,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
I love McGonagall. Not enough McGonagall overall, I would say.
Yeah, she's here.
I wanted more. I just
Who's
wanted
your favorite
more.
professor?
I would say...
I would say McGonagall. Like,
yeah, McGonagall.
She's there. She's always fighting.
I liked Lupin as a professor, though, a lot.
Yeah. He was like a good professor, like a good teacher.
I really enjoyed that whole part of that.
Yeah, like in the 3rd movie when they're like fighting the Boggarts and everything like that. That was just
I feel like they learned the most from him, but also
Yeah.
they learned a lot from everybody. But
Exactly.
okay. Is there a character you dislike so much you wouldn't even want them in the HP universe? I don't think so. I think everybody had the role that they needed to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have done without Crabbe or Goyle, like one or the other, you know?
I guess they all fucking play their role. I wouldn't really change out anybody that was there or get rid of anybody.
Like, as much as I don't like Ron, like, he was there for a reason.
You know, there's people I don't like, but it's like, I'm glad I don't like these characters, you know, that need these antagonists here.
Yeah, I like a good antag, you know what I'm saying?
If you were a student at Hogwarts, which classes would you excel at?
Well, definitely... I feel like maybe potions, because I'm really good at following a recipe.
Yeah, I think that, like, I would enjoy potions.
And I would be
as
so
well.
afraid of fucking it up because it could be possibly fatal that I feel like I wouldn't. I would probably be terrible at defense.
Yeah, that's like
dark arts.
just like quick wit and like fucking like.
Though I would probably, I don't know why they all dragged like the history classes.
History,
those
magic,
have to
yeah.
be so interesting.
Yeah, that would be like a fun class to be in. I think.
know, and I would also like to see what their Muggle class was, like what they were teaching them about us.
I would be horrible at divination. Like, I'd be absolutely terrible at that. But I think
My Pisces intuition might have.
Oh my god!
Maybe I'm an INFJ. I feel like that's a natural seer. You know? I see when people are going to fuck me over.
Fucking god damn it. Alright, and then the last question is going to be, if you could come up with any spell, what would it do, and what would you name it?
I like this.
Fucking Christ.
Ooh. Pickleonus! And you're just a pickle.
Oh my god.
No, that's not what I would do.
Do my chores, and it just does my chores.
Yo. Okay, honestly though, false lashes. Amendus. And they're on.
Fucking shit.
Oh
I
my
would
God.
want someone to do my goddamn
No,
chores. Like,
someone would clean my brushes. Someone would absolutely
oh
clean my
my
makeup
God,
brushes.
just something to clean your brushes, like, instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that.
I was so jealous of, like, Molly Weasley having, like, her magic doing her dishes for her. Like,
Yeah, shit, that's what I want.
Also, like, litter boxes, cat meowis, and they just clean my litter box. No moves. I don't know why my spells are so fucking long, but, you know, that's me.
Just to, like, get rid of the smell of the litter box, too. Just, like, anything.
I'm sure that exists.
Yeah.
Smellify, and it's pretty or nice.
Who the fuck knows? I don't know anything.
My teeth keep whistling.
All right, we could obviously talk forever, and we've
we
gone long, and we're going to do another episode, but we should end it here.
Yeah, if we didn't get to your question in this one, we'll probably hit it in the next one.
It's not going to be the next episode. Like, we're going to do
We're
this
gonna
later
do a couple
on.
more weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.
Bye. All right, Bob, so, of course, we're going to do Harry Potter-themed binge time, because, duh.
All right, we're starting off with Nicole Dowling, who is down in the dungeons because they're in the Slytherin house.
Alex Capraro is Hermione holding Rita Skeeter in captivity, another dark thing.
Kim Boisvert is Vernon Dursley entertaining the Masons.
Shannon Shires is learning how to do a shield charm in the DA.
Alicia McKee is Harry catching a flying key.
Kimberly Proza is Professor McGonagall taking points away from Slytherin.
Sammy Jessam is arguing Muggle semantics with Arthur Weasley.
Sarah Booth is booing the Ravenclaws at the Quidditch match.
Kate Convery is trying to convert sickles into galleons.
Taylor Collins is Collins Creevy being petrified.
Emma Corbeil is wrangling up the Cornish pixies.
Sloane Fuller's Cauldron Apologies potion couldn't be fuller.
Oh my god. Angelica Feliz is trying to brew some Felix Felicius.
Rebecca Edmondson is beckoning to Peeves to cause some trouble for Umbridge.
Taryn Parker can't speak Parseltongue. I wish I could, honestly.
That's so cool.
I feel like that's what I do when I talk to Squeezy.
Alana Barbosa is an Auror hunting for Barty Crouch Jr.
Lutzi is Luna Lovegood trying to track down her stolen shoes.
Taylor Mays is celebrating the Battle of Hogwarts on May 2nd.
Shay A is Seamus Finnegan doubting Harry about Voldemort's return. Also, I was annoyed
That
at
was
that
really
moment.
rude. Megan Ashley is Ron's first wand, which was made of ash wood.
Cody Castillo is casting a jinx at Malfoy, aren't we all?
Bailey Lynn is Fred and George bailing on their schooling to start a joke shop.
Emily Tormey tore their robes after trying to feed a blast-ended screw. Classic.
Sony Vaz Brune got a large bruise after getting hit with a bludger.
Taylor Hancock is having a cocktail at the Slug Club holiday party. Wow, that was a lot.
Sabrina Hughes is changing hues after eating a puking pastel.
Fiona is trying to feed Fluffy.
Stephanie Oliver is Oliver Wood freaking out about the game against Slytherin.
Where was Oliver in the end? That's something I needed to know.
He's gone.
Sylvia Ehrlichman Gross thinks cauldron cakes are gross.
How rude. Juanita Caro is watching a car drive out of the Forbidden Forest.
Annie Wynn is Winky getting drunk in the kitchens. Aren't we all Winky?
Cassandra Lee is Lee Jordan commentating the Quidditch match.
Emma Nygren is spending some money from their vault in Gringotts. Gringotts.
Courtney Hall loves spending time in the Great Hall.
Becca Jansen is hanging out with the Centaurs.
Angela Sue is Angelina Johnson getting mad at Harry for getting more detentions.
I almost thought you were going to say Angelina Jolie. I was like, what's happening? Michelle North is Norbert, the Norwegian Ridgeback.
Aaron Bray was sorted into Gryffindor for being brave.
Jada Goshi can't go to Hogsmeade because they don't have permission.
My Elizabeth is taking a bath in the prefect's bathroom.
Ishbel Mendez is Madame Pomfrey mending broken bones. Also, Madame Pomfrey was the real MVP of this whole series.
Yes. Talia Miller's getting a tall glass of Miller. I'm just kidding. Butterbeer.
Wow.
Rude.
The fact that you wrote that out. Margarita is using a Marauders map to sneak out of school.
Avery Labelson is Bellatrix doing all of Voldemort's bidding.
Daisy Blossom Dottie is an editor at the Daily Prophet.
Chloe Archer is using the invisibility cloak to sneak around Hogwarts.
Anthony Hood is Madame Hooch teaching Harry how to fly.
What was she doing during the battle?
She just flew away one day and we never saw her again.
Mariah Hanna is Voldemort giving Peter Pettigrew a silver hand.
Liz Hallbrook is grabbing a pint of 3 broomsticks.
Jennifer Habgood doesn't think chocolate frogs are very good.
Madison Greer really identifies with the green colors of Slytherin.
Madison Wolfe is Lupin transforming into a werewolf.
Megan McNally is nailing this Muggle Studies test.
Skylar Medley is Hedwig soaring through the sky.
Megan Prius is the prefect of Hufflepuff House.
Corey Springfield has a wand with a unicorn hair core.
Ilka is stuck in the silky webs of Aragog's ass.
Jaxadora Who is looking for the door to the Room of Requirement.
Nicole Allen is lost in Nocturne Alley.
Courtney White got beautiful white dress robes for the Yule Ball.
Bridget Carey Davis is carrying the quaffle towards the goalposts.
Jennifer Cornwell is the always flustered Cornelius Fudge.
Sophia Cock is getting cocky about how they scored on their owls.
Ash Roselle is Ron and Hermione's daughter Rose.
Oh my god. Also the names.
Hugo.
Why didn't he name one of his kids Rubius? Like, what?
What the fuck? Why is James in there but not Rubius?
We needed that, okay?
What the fuck?
If he named one after Albus, who is questionable at best, Rubius was fucking pure the whole time. Jackie Burkhart is Gilderoy Lockhart, stealing hearts and memories. Weird.
Beth Fonseca is not fond of divination.
Jackie Bergiulio was wondering why Aragog is so jacked.
Christina Contreras always stays at Hogwarts for Christmas.
Catherine Simpson thinks their potions homework is too simple.
Ian Murphy is feeling their thoughts get murky after a Dementor attacks them.
Kendall Berg is saying burr because the Dementor attacking Ian is making the room cold.
Ally McGregor is Grigorovich the Wand Maker.
Megan Grilly is Harry getting grilled by the Wisengamot.
Chloe Ireland is the Irish Quidditch team beating Crumb and the Bulgarians.
Taco Roach's Bogart is a large cockroach.
Haley Cadwalder is a moving painting on the wall.
Camellia Malky is getting new robes at Madame Malkin's. That was just written for you.
Yeah. Maddie Pullman is Mad Eye Moody's shitty mechanical eye in the movies.
Amanda Pete is Peter Pettigrew as Scabbers.
Featuring Scabbers.
Yeah, like what?
Kayla and Waylon is wailing because they failed their newts.
Or because they're moaning myrtle. Cody Robinson is robbing some extra food from the kitchens.
Lauren Trevone is shivering after the giant squid pulled them into the lake.
Dana Daly is subscribed to the Daily Prophet.
Megan Wilson is willing to repot everyone's mandrakes.
A brave soul. Claire Wood is Ollivander and his all-knowledge about the wand, woods, and cores.
Anna Hernandez is Hermione getting everyone to support Spew.
Jenna Gordonier is transfiguring a gourd into a bowl.
Sarah is scared of going into Moaning Myrtle's bathroom.
Flynn and Drew are playing the violin to get Fluffy to sleep.
Bridget Dubin is practicing dueling with Lockhart.
Hilary Gay is playing a game of wizard's chess.
Mackenzie Knight is riding the night bus.
And Rachel Evans is eventually going to go to Hogwarts. Wow.
Beautiful.
Get on it. Get your envelope.
All right, so the other benches, what are the other benches doing?
You know how everybody has to bring an owl? Or
yes.
A toad, or other things. You're all the owls sending everybody the mail.
Yes,
you know?
Shitting all over everybody's food in the Grey Hall.
Yeah, that's something that they don't talk about.
Logistics.
All right, we've got Allison Francois.
Ashley Riefenberger.
Joanna Jensen.
Mallory.
Allie Malone.
Kathleen Wynn.
Rose Barnett.
All right, thank you guys so much for supporting the show.
We hope you enjoyed your flight to Hogwarts, the rest of you guys.
Listening to us talk for an hour and a half about this Hogwarts trash.
Yeah, who knew we could do it? I mean, there were people that didn't think we could do it about Gilmore Girls.
And
I'm like, this is 7 books.
Yeah, right? Shit. All right, well, we will see you guys on Monday.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
That was a HeadGum podcast.